is the story of a trophy for the world, a journey, a dream.
Right, viewers, welcome to continuous coverage of the World Cup in Qatar, right here on Sports Orbit. My name is Afa Cho. Salifu Usman is right here on today's edition of the program once again.
Yeah, thank you, Afas. Thank you, Abia, and sorry for coming behind schedule.
Yes, it was due to some technical issues beyond our control, but nevertheless, the show must go on. We also welcome our colleague out there in the United Kingdom, Wale Ayeni. Wale, welcome to the program today.
Thank you, Alpha, for having me. How are you guys doing?
All right, on today's edition of the program, today is D-Day for a lot of teams. For some teams today, some groups are going down to the wire, and unlike the groups of Brazil and Portugal yesterday, where for the likes of Brazil, Portugal, who have qualified already with a game to spare, so they can go home, sleep, yes, as well as France. But for these two groups today, nothing is certain yet. Today is the D-Day. This is taking it to the wire. I'm sure for a lot of these teams, this was something they were hoping to avoid. But first for Africa will be in action today. And first off, Senegal. That match should be on by now. Senegal taking on Ecuador this afternoon. And for a lot of Africans, a win for Senegal will just be good enough to see the Teranga Lions to the next round. Salifu, are you optimistic that at least Senegal can be the first African country to make it to the round of 16 today?
Yeah, Afa, you are very correct. Just like you say, today will definitely be a very tensive day for some of the groups, some of the teams, and the group, and particularly this Group A and Group B, because in Group A and Group B, no team is certain of his fate yet until after today's matches. And like now, the match currently going on in Group A, Senegal versus Ecuador and Netherlands versus the host Qatar.
Yeah, exactly. Two matches at the same time.
Both matches started with still 0-0 at 90 minutes. And definitely is for Group A, both Senegal, Ecuador, and Netherlands all still have a relatively reliable chance of making to the progress. All you just need win your match. Particularly a draw will favor Ecuador.
Yeah.
But for Senegal must win.
It's a must win for Senegal.
It's a must win for Senegal to progress to the next round, and we hope that the African team, the African side, being an African, we are seriously rooting behind them and urging them to go all out there to ensure that yes, they beat Ecuador and then be the first African to get to the slot to get to the next round of the competition. Because we can't afford to see all African, except Morocco, that we are very sure that we may likely progress. Most of all the African teams look certain that they may be goodbye to the competitions in the first round. But we hope that Senegal will be able to do something meaningful and magically, because I thought, because if you look at the way the Ecuador plays against Netherlands, has begin to have some reservation for the Senegal that they're going to likely to have to overcome the Ecuador. Because I was hoping that the Netherlands will beat the Ecuadorian, but the Ecuadorian proved stubborn and they were able to hold the Netherlands to draw. And now they have a Senegal to contend. So I will hope that Senegal will be able to stand just like the Sisi have said that they are not under any pressure, but their target is just to win the match. You don't care no matter how the Ecuadorians are, but all you know, you have the machinery and you have the players that will do the job. And let's hope that in the next in the next 10 minutes already gone, in the next 8 minutes of the game, we'll be able to see the Senegal smiling at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, a very tight group. Netherlands 4 points, Ecuador 4 points, Senegal 3 for Qatar, completely out of it. Netherlands are already taking on Qatar, and you fancy the Netherlands side to come away with a victory in this one. But the contention there really is Senegal, Ecuador. For Netherlands, except something unusual happens, maybe Qatar just wants to play for pride, go all the way out so as not to be seen as embarrassing themselves as host nation, except something
all the matches.
unusual happens. I don't see Qatar, doing really hurting the Dutch side. But Senegal, Ecuador, do you think Senegal can scale this hurdle tonight, this afternoon rather?
Of course, the game is on the way already, and I've seen Senegal getting to lose some vital chance. A chance actually begging for Goya to actually finish that particular, chance, but he couldn't, finish. He blasted the ball outside the frame of the goalpost. It has to. We have to call, the clinical aspect of the Senegalese at this point in time. The Teranga Lions, if they really want to actually progress to the round of 16, they must ensure that they get to take all their chances, because you just have 90 minutes to actually to determine your fate, if you are going to qualify to the next round, or if you're going to send packing back to Dakar. But at this point in time, we know that it is, for them to actually get to win all the 3 points. That is what they'll be actually be rooting for at this point in time. From what I've seen so far, it seems no Senegal, they're dominating in the middle of the park, and they need to dominate more and get those passes behind, the equatorial, midfield, and ensure that the strikers, get to do the magic at this point in time. Sadly, Sadio Mane is not playing. We know that is a talisman, but at this point in time, they have other players who can actually come to the party. They have to win this game. A draw will not actually see them through, same way you guys have said in the studio. But they need to come to the party. They need to be more clinical when they actually come in face of goal. And also, the coach need to actually know when he needs to change the tactics. He needs to do it very, very, quick. And also, they should not actually, get to forget their defense, because we know that the Ecuadorian team, they're very, very good when it comes to counter attack. We know they're very, very fast. They are young players in that particular team. So they need to actually get to watch it. If they're actually getting to score goals, they need to also watch that defense, because I actually know that the defense of the Senegals are really, shaky at this point in time. The likes of the captain, he has been very, very shaky in this tournament. For me, he has not been impressive. Also, the goalkeeper, talking about Mendy, has been also shaky. We saw him against the Netherlands, how I actually considered those two goals. For me, he should have actually pushed those balls outside, the frame of the 18-yard box. But we actually saw what really happened in that particular game. So I feel the Senegalese stand a chance to actually beat Ecuador and make it to the next round. Talking about the Ecuador captain, Valencia, it's not that fully fit, so he is playing and he's conscious. So much attention should not be actually given to him. Other players, they should actually give other attention to other players. Let's just see how it pans out. But I'm confident that Senegal, on a very good day, they should be able to beat Ecuador in this particular match, Alpha. They're looking at
The other
they're looking
match
at
which is currently, yeah,
okay, they're looking
the
at the
other.
Netherlands. I feel Qatar need to just come out. They have nothing to lose at this point in time. I feel
Mm,
they should just go out and attack the Netherlands and see if they can be able to score goals. They need to score goals at least so that their fans can actually cheer them up. But the Netherlands also will not be taking that match for granted, knowing fully well that they need a draw for them to actually see that qualification in that particular, particular match, Alpha.
yeah, I mean, well, we spoke briefly about Netherlands, Qatar. I think for the Dutch side, they will actually be happy that their last game, yeah, they would have loved to have booked their place in the last 16, just like other big teams. But despite that, not coming away with all 3 points against Ecuador, I'm sure the Dutch side will be a bit happy that, anyway, we are playing a Qatar team which is not that too strong. So we should be able to at least secure 3 points in this one.
Well, but before I come to that, let me just give you a brief statistics about what is happening
Okay.
between Senegal and Ecuador. It's appeared that the match is already 80 minutes old in the game, still scoreless.
Scoreless,
And
yeah.
it's appeared that the Senegals are asking a lot of questions.
Questions, yeah.
So far, Senegal have had one shot on the target, three shot off target. The Ecuadors are keeping the possessions with 52 to 49 possessions.
Okay.
But a lot there's in terms of pressure, just pressing on the Senegals are asking a whole lot of questions. pressurizing their defense, and we hope that if the Senegal can be able to maintain this momentum, it's like from so far the Ecuadorians are trying to sit back to contain the pressure, and I hope that Senegal can maintain this momentum and keep this pressure, and then finally make use of this best moment that they have at the moment. You can't ask all the questions at the end and then they don't get it, because by the time they Ecuador be able to normalize that, they will come hard on you. So the Senegal needs to take a best opportunity they have now to maintain this pressure and try to get it as early go as they needed, because they needed this match more than the Ecuadorians. Ecuadorians know that they need to do that, they are sitting back to hold it and to contain the pressure. So and then talking about the Netherlands, Qatar, you may I think if the Netherlands underrated the Qatar, they'll be doing so at their own peril. They will be very, very wrong. Because sometimes football is not about 1 + 1 equal that will give you 1. You may see a team that will go down easily for every other team, but it came to a turn, they may prove stubborn. Yes, it
happens.
It proves stubborn to against and they become too resistant for you to even bring them down. You may ask, okay, what is at stake for in the Qatar in this game? Nothing is at stake. They are already out of the game, but they need their pride. And don't forgetting that if they succeeded in beating the Netherlands, they will celebrate as if they have won the World Cup, just like the Brazil celebrated the victory over the Argentina. So the Qatar, the Netherlands, the Orange boys, and the Dutch needs to ensure to maintain their momentum, not to underrate to see the Qatar as a minor that they can easily. So far the game is already on almost 70 minutes, but they still appear 0-0. So they need not to. I think if they underrate the Qatar, they may be doing so at their own peril.
Yeah, I mean, very well. We'll continue to keep an eye on these matches as they unfold, and we hope that at the end of 90 minutes, Africa will at least smile, because going into this tournament, Senegal are African champions. A lot of Africans really were rooting for Senegal, had high hopes that Senegal were, at least, if there was any country that was going to, give a good account of themselves for Africa, was going to be Senegal. And we really hope that at the end of this 90 minutes, Senegal will really make it count down.
Okay, just a brief again, like what has happened between the Senegals and Ecuador.
Yeah.
If you go to what has happened between the Netherlands and the Qatar, it's still 0-0 at 20 minutes. The whole lands, the Dutch are asking all the questions. They have 4 shots on the target, 2 shots off the target. They are keeping the position with 77 to just to 3 points. They have everything, but they are here to break down to find the net.
Yeah, so the game is on.
The game is still on. It's just 20 minutes, but they are asking all the questions, asking all the pressures. Everything is in their favor at the moment. All the statistics in their favor at the moment. But they need to get the goal. If you don't get the goal, it's not yet over.
Right, we'll take a look at the next group. Those matches will come up much later, and that will first be Iran versus USA, and talking about England versus their UK neighbors Wales. For Iran versus USA, I mean, going into this match, anytime Iran is playing USA, both on and off the field, it's always like a war. For Iran, winning USA, whether they are, I mean, for them, it's as good as winning the World Cup. So once again, the last time these two met at the World Cup, it was Iran who, took the day. But tonight, once again, Iran, USA will come up against each other. And looking at USA from their performance against England, in fact, for a lot of us were actually impressed by the kind of display that the USA, because when we had previewed that game, a lot of people had easily given that game to England, but even England were shocked. In fact, USA even played better than England on the night.
They were just unlucky.
Unlucky, they quite some finishing here and there, not too refined. But looking at USA and Iran, I mean, what do you expect from this match?
Yeah, if you go by their last meeting, yes, Iran have the day. Yeah. But and just like you say, any rivalry between the US is just off-field and on-field. And if Iran will definitely want to go all out to get on their US counterpart, because the rivalry is go beyond the football on the pitch. Well. And if they beat the US, it's like as if they have even win the war against the US, because they see the US as a main rival and friendly team when it comes to both war and any other thing you can talk about. But if you're looking at going to this match, if you put it on the table, look side by side, you definitely want to put your money with the US team. Yeah. But Iran surprisingly get a result that nobody give them the chance to get against the Wave. So going to between Wave and US, play a goalless draw. that will definitely give Iran a moral boost that yes, we'll beat the Waves who play 1-1, a 1 draw with the US, so we can beat the US. And just like say within the going because of the rivalry between them, they have additional motivation to go all out against the US and get the result. But it definitely is going to be tough because the US know that anything short of victory against Iran, they will be out of this competition. So they definitely go all out to get the needed result.
Yeah, while looking at USA versus Iran, Self said it all. I mean, USA desperate for a result in this one, while for Iran, well, it depends on the outcome of other games. A draw might be good enough.
It's not even by might if they draw against the US and the England hoping to beat the Waves.
That's why I said might. If Wales happen to beat England, what happens?
If Wales happen to beat
England,
yeah, Iran will still qualify by going head to head because Iran beat Wales.
Okay, yeah. I mean, so while looking at this very, very difficult group, Iran versus USA, what do you expect from this match?
Of course, it's going to be, a very, very difficult match for both teams. We saw them in the last match. They actually turned up against Wales. We saw Iran, going off all with all full force, getting to ensure that they get that 3 points against the Wales team that had the likes of Gary Bale and also Aaron Ramsey in that particular setup. But also looking at, I'm just scared for the US team because when it comes to the middle of the park, they are very, very solid, no doubt about it. The defense also, they are solid. But my major concern is their striking force. They don't really have a point man that you can actually point to that it would deliver goals, for them. It's just one goal they have scored so far in this, particular tournament, coming from the Liberian president. So I'm talking about in that particular one. So they don't really have like a point man looking like the likes of the US that we know that, for England, we know that there's a certain hurricane, for them that will actually get to, great chances, get to ensure that his team may score. But the US team, we don't really find somebody that will actually be that point man for them. Talking about Pulisic, yes, we know he does magic in the wings, but talking about the striking force, the US must actually ensure that they bring someone that will get to bully the defense of the Iranians for them to actually create those chances and for them to score because we actually saw that they played very well against the England squad. They dominated the middle of the park. They should have actually won that game, but there was nobody to actually get to score goals for them. So they really have to check it very, very well. They're looking at the Iranian team. They're very, very good. We saw them, getting the goals. Their striker also, the very good striker. He has scored 2 goals in the tournament at this point in time. He scored against Wales. Also scored against the United States. Against England. So they really need to watch that particular guy, that top 9, for them to ensure that they don't take any chances. But it's going to be a difficult match. In that particular one, the pendulum can actually swing anytime because Iran, they are very good when it comes to the attacking side. USA, they are very good when it comes in the middle of the park. So it's just going to be a tight game. It's going to be a close score for that one, Alpha.
Yeah, I mean, you said it all. I mean, the other game also will be, one to look forward to, England, Wales. For England, this is a situation where I'm sure going into this tournament, a situation where they never envisaged that they'll find themselves in, going up to the last game and still battling for booking a last 16th place. Because when you look at that group, any of those 2 teams, that group is very open. I think one of the most open groups. Nobody has qualified yet. And at the end of today, anybody can qualify for that group. All the 4 teams still have a chance. And for England, with the pedigree they took into this competition, they would have thought by now they should have used some of their French players to just get match fit. But here, England will be battling tooth and nail to ensure that they make it to the round of 16. And
most feature that key players to get this.
Exactly. And they're doing so against a tough opponent in Wales, who is their neighbors, almost same culture, same kind of football. Exactly, who understand each other very well. So this is almost like 2 brothers going to war with each other. And when that happens, it's always very difficult to predict who come out on top.
Yeah, just like they say, like the other match, definitely it's going to be it's an open battle between Wales and the England. We had to add the England definitely have upper hand against the Wales, But this one is going to be pretty difficult for the two sides because even yesterday I heard with Gary Bay that speaking that they say they are definitely going to shock England today. And if you look at the match profile so far, yes, one more disadvantage things for the Wolves that they have played too much yesterday so far. Wave, who's supposed to be their talisman because of the age or anything, has not been able to clutch well apart from the penalty he scored against the US. And they're going to the against without scoring any goal. So far they have played too much with 3 goals against them and the only managed to score one. Why on the contrary, the England have scored 6 goals and scored 6 goals and they conceded two goals. So, but as it is now, it's definitely going to be a very tough open game. But ordinarily, one would expect England to come out through. But England, just like they'll feel, even the English one will be feel disappointed that England will have to still struggle and to book their last ticket. But the only thing is that this game is an open, but the oath, everything favor England to get through. All England needs just to play a draw. But for Wales, even though Wales win this match, they still need the result of the other match to go on their side.
Very well. Very well.
So it's not true. If they win against England, they may qualify ahead of England.
They may qualify.
If they win against England and the US win,
exactly.
If they win against England and the US win, definitely then by head to head, Wales will qualify. So everybody still has his destiny in their hand. So England has to be very, very careful because this could be like Nigeria policy. They say banana peel. This could be a banana peel for England, and Southgate has to, and his boy has to be very, very careful. The England captain, Harry Kane, is here to score a goal in these competitions, and I hope he'll be able to come to the party. As like Wale Onomole come to the party today against Wales.
Well, looking at England, Wales right now, you're over there. What's the mood like generally over there? Do the English really feel that they can get one over their Welsh brothers tonight?
Of course, at this point in time, everybody is running away from the office just to go and watch, that particular game because we know that it's a rivalry between, Wales and England. But just to let you know, at this point in time, Netherlands has 1 goal up against Qatar at this point in time. They have scored 1 goal and they're leading in that particular match. So it's going to be, a battle in that particular match. But when you look at it player for player, we know that the England squad has, the better side on paper, looking at the quality both countries have, but it's not going to it's not going to go down on the quality you have on paper. It's going to go on the quality of what you actually show on the pitch of play. So at this point in time, we know that Bale was one of who was actually instrumental getting Wales to the World Cup. He might just turn up today, and also the likes of Ramsey can actually turn up today, but I feel age is on their side at this point in time. They are not that sharp. They don't get those runs that they used to have in the last 2-3 years ago. But at this point in time, looking at the England squad, the likes of Bukayo Saka, also Sterling, Harry Kane will want to get his first World Cup goal in this particular match. So it's going to be a clash of the titans. Both our nation want to actually prove a point and show that when it comes to football, they are the best. But also, the pendulum can actually swing on any side. If Wales get to actually score 1 goal in the first half or score 2 goals in the first half and show that they stay in the game, who knows? They might get to beat England 4-0 at the end of the day and qualify ahead of England. And we see the likes of Iran or US getting to pick the second ticket in that particular group. So it's not actually confirmed for any of those teams. They might actually qualify and they might actually get to go home. But I see, England are getting, to put all their all what they have got in this particular match. Southgate will not want to lose this match because he will be under heavy criticism if he don't get all the needed points for him to qualify to the next stage.
So quickly before we go, Netherlands are already 1 goal up, but prediction: Senegal, Qatar, Ecuador, Netherlands, and Iran. USA, Wales, England. Predictions quickly of all these teams. Who do you think will make it to the last 16?
if Senegal plays well and they actually convert all their chances, they actually are clinical on the front of goal, they should win this match. But I'm just seeing a draw in this particular match. Senegal might just draw and they'll crash out of the World Cup. So I'm just predicting a draw, but I'm hoping, I'm praying that Senegal will win this particular match. Then looking at the game between Qatar and Netherlands, of course, Netherlands should get to win that particular match, maybe 3-0 or 4-0. Then looking at the game between, Iran and US, it's going to be a clash. I'm tipping, the US to win this particular game, but Iran might just shock the US. So I predict 3-2 in favor of the US, but there might just be a shocker for the US team. Then looking at England against Wales, I predict 3-1 for England.
Who the teams you think will book their ticket to the last 16 today?
Yeah, I'm beginning to see that some teams are playing their final match at the World Cup. Just like Wally said, Senegal definitely desperately needed victory in this match. But so far, 32 into the match, they appear to asking all the questions, but nobody has. They're not getting the right answer.
Yeah.
They still have one shot on the target now, 4 shot off target. They're having all the corners, having everything on their side. The position is still now 50-50. But it's like just like we say, it's Ecuador know that they needed a draw and they are trying to fight it for just that.
Exactly.
They're just sitting back, hold the Senegal. But Senegal need to keep on pressing because they definitely need this goal. And I can't really predict, but from the way it's going to look like, I think Senegal at the end of the day may likely going to take, if they maintain this program, because to sit back at home to defend it's always dangerous. And if Ecuador decided to still remain the way they are and keep on defending, I see Senegal at the end of the day getting the desired result and which we are. And US, I see US overcoming the run definitely at the end of the day. With no matter how the noise making the waves are trying to making, the England is always the master. England is always
All right, we'll see about that. Well, we'll keep an eye on all of these matches, and tomorrow we'll give you a complete review and preview of other games as they pan out. Wally, once again, thank you for joining us on today's program.
Thank you, Alpha, for having me, and thank you to Salifu and to everyone in the studio. See you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, Senegal gets the win today, so that we can celebrate tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely, Salifu. Thank you for being on the show today once again.
Thank you.
Right, until we come your way tomorrow again, do stay safe out there. My name is Alpha Cho, and it's bye-bye from here.
This is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.